All right, let's talk about industrial revolution. Experts have called on Nigerian government to create a more enabling environment in order to set the nation on the path of the for industrial revolution, the fourth. Soft City Group has conducted research on how Nigeria can move to the fourth industrial age and not be left behind. And good that we have the CEO and founder of Soft City Group, Mr. Stephen Oniya, to discuss. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you again. So, fourth industrial revolution, is this real or just some catchphrase? It
is very, very real. In short, we in this part of the world, we don't even catch up because we're doing catch up, if I can use the word. The fourth industrial revolution is a reality in some parts of the world today, where big data, autonomous systems, computational intelligence, and the likes are shaping the economy. They're introducing new kind of economies like platform economies. They're introducing new kind of workforce like the gig workforce. They introduced new kind of systems where robotic engineering is taking sway across the industrialization sector. So basically, it's something that is real. It's just that we have not caught up here.
So from this theoretical concept of yours, how would you define it as far as a concrete definition is concerned?
I'm very happy for that question. If I was to define the fourth industrial revolution from a global perspective, I would say it's the fourth dynamics of the economical evolution of the world. You know, we started with the steam engine and the first industrial revolution. They went to the information revolution, then the digitization revolution. Now we are in what people are referring to as the imagination era, the era where you can think it and it can happen. So I would define the fourth industrial revolution as the form of a revolution that is brought about by advancement in biological technologies, computational technology, and all that kind of robotics that has to do with robotics. You know, they are the ones that will shape the future. You will see gene reprogramming happening. You will see AI making decisions on a faster scale that men cannot even catch up with. You will see robotics, if I won't want to use the word taking away people's jobs, because people get scared when you describe robotics like that.
That was my follow-up question to you. Go ahead.
Because robotics, if you look at it from the end-to-end implementation of how robotics is done, is taking away some jobs and creating quite a lot more. Because we are seeing it from the point when the robots and the integrated softwares are being deployed. But that robot went through an assembly. They went through the software running and they went through a development phase. And people still got to work to deliver such robotic experience in the industry. What we should be looking at, what kind of skill do you have now that is relevant to the future of the world and relevant to the future of Nigeria? Now, that's the fourth industrial revolution on a very global scale. Now, I don't want you to expect to see self-driving cars on the road in Nigeria. I don't want you to expect to see, like they marketed to us, that 5G will bring us remote surgery and the like. You can't have a self-driving car in a nation where we don't even meet, our roads don't meet the specification. You can't have advanced technology in our hospitals like the remote surgery when we don't even have digitized medical records. You know, they are so, you can't have advanced e-learning systems that can be powered by data and autonomous systems in our institutions. In institutions where they themselves do not have the competence, skill, and the infrastructure to deploy and leverage on such infrastructures. So to us, the fourth industrial Nigeria is a concept, if you can use it like that. The fourth industrial Nigeria is a part of this fourth industrial revolution. But we are going to be we are going to benefit from the platformization and the labor force engineering that will come about by the fourth industrial revolution. But basically, the experience of the fourth industrial revolution on a global scale is speed, speed, speed. That's just it.
I'm glad you mentioned the example of the self-driving cars. Waymo in Phoenix, Arizona, and San Francisco, they are testing. There's a guy that went viral a few days ago, last week, a comedian. He ordered a ride, and a self-driving car came and picked him up and took him where he was going. You know, so and here we are. If you say it here to average person, they'll start laughing, right? So you have excellent point. How do you protect the workforce as far as the characteristics of the fourth industrial revolution and protection of the workforce? How does that work?
This is a fantastic question. You see, occupational safety. Let's use the word occupational health and safety. Is a field of discipline that have been committed to researching, studying, and implementing a safer occupational experience. in our industries. Now, the protection of this workforce in a post-COVID era, post-COVID lockdown era, let me explain how these eras were. Pre-COVID, we had the situation where people resumed their daily life 9 a.m., 8 a.m. in their workspace, and they go home 5 p.m., 6 p.m., depending on where you're working. Some even stay longer. We had the on-site office work experience. Now, COVID gave us this temporary lockdown and introduced this remoteness to our work. Now, remoteness and distance is not new. We've had distance of relationship with the introduction of the like of social media. Distance friends, distance, and we were doing fine with it. We lived with it. We embraced it. Now, COVID introduced the remoteness of work. Now, safety. Let me connect it to what I told you about the fourth concept of the industrial Nigeria, where we are going to be benefiting from platformization and the labor force engineering. What we are going to see in this fourth industrial era is not some autonomous system transforming Nigeria as a whole, because it takes a process. But we will benefit from platformization and labor force engineering. Now, the safety of the individuals that are already being reshaped in this new labor force that we have, such that, normally noise at work is considered an occupational hazard.
Yep.
Carcinogenics at work are considered as occupational hazards.
Yep.
Emotional duress at work are considered emotional hazard. Now we have occupational hazards. Sorry, we have organizations that have invested resources in putting preventive and mitigating measures and first aid measures for occupational hazard at our workplace. Now I'm working from home. Who is protecting me from the occupational hazard I have in my home? Who is protecting me from the duress, from the likely risk, and even the risk to data? Now we can't have these unless we mine these data, because we are in an era where we need data-driven decisions. We need to mine occupational safety data in our home, because that is where the bulk of the workforce now reside to carry out what they do day in, day out for their organization. So we can't neglect the new kind of occupational system we have now, where hybrid models are being adopted, where you can work from home, you can work at work. We have models, people go home with laptops that have highly confidential data. We've had situations where people are attacked because they have to migrate from their workplace to their home with confidential data, probably because they're not coming to work the next day. Now, the occupational safety dynamics in this new era has introduced a new different concept. Now, it is until we mine this occupational safety data through proper collection, structuring and formatting, then visualizing to make effective decisions, we can make progress in the fourth industrial revolution.
Hey, well said. Well said. You got me dreaming about the self-driving cars and testing that already. Mr. Stephen Oniya, CEO, founder of Soft City Group, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Your time. You're welcome.